November 22nd to December 14th when it was passed, with over 20 days before it was passed, and it was a thorough job according to what the Assembly said. In 2020, that's in 2023, 2022, it stayed just 11 days and it was passed into law, and that's everything was.
These factors come up in the process of evaluation. When a government does not, by basic economic principle, evaluate its expenditure and know to what extent the budget was successfully implemented or not, to also find out what the impediments were, it means that the government could be spending but not spending wisely.
Okay.
So and this is a basic principle across the world. I would not be able to speak for the State House of Assembly, but I'm sure that the executive itself, it is of a necessity that the executive itself knows to what extent they were able to implement the budget. It is the duty of the Assembly to oversight and also draw the attention of the executive to be accountable to tell how well they were able to implement this budget. But where a government does not do it, then that government is a failed government already. That government is acting inappropriately, because you cannot be spending the people's resources that is, put in your care without
an L on that one. I've not asked, but this information should be readily available. The culture of not asking questions,
sliding, if I may use that, I think that it is as a result of the kind of politics of patronage that we now play in the country. All right, so narrow down to the state and the local governments, where you feel that because I am a member of this political party, I should not ask basic questions that has got to do with the performance of government. And if I should have to ask those questions, then I am not that. When it comes to governance, leaning. If there's inflation in the market, whether you're a ruling party or opposition, you're definitely going to face it.
Yes.
The only seeming and unsustainable advantage you could have as a party man is that, okay, maybe you have extra access to resources and you could be able to purchase things. You have the purchasing power regardless of inflation, but at the end of the day, it is a minus to you, because immediately, and for this to be successfully done, we would have to have people who have this developmentally driven perception to come into power, because government is like a vehicle, all right, or it's like a flight. The pilot decides where the plane goes, all right. We all are passengers, even if we have our own contributions to make to a successful flight. For instance, you're told not to use your phone or use your laptop because of radiation in a flight. That is your own contribution as a passenger on the flight.
This is there, but there's some people who are dedicated asking these questions, and it's of no harm to Lagos state government. They don't see it as any harm to them, all right. They see it as these organizations are pointing us in the right direction. Go on.
Yeah, in the case of Lagos, I think beyond the NGOs, conscientized efforts, you would say, there is a this regardless of partisan patronage. I believe completely that our operation of what I call kakistocracy is affecting our economy. When you have people who are not qualified occupy positions that determines our lives,
what should shape our economy, what should shape our lives,
and the progress we could make, not just in this generation but the generations to come. When you hand over power to mediocres, you are indirectly submerging your economy.
I totally agree with you.
Politics. Time be able to recover from, And that's why I am saying that regardless of your political inclination, we have to listen. What's the essence of politics? It is to better the lives of people. And I think that any smart thinking political party would want to please the people, because when you please the people, it is an advantage to you, because votes is a declaration of numerical advantage.
Okay.
So if a people of Rumukwachi, for instance, didn't vote me before I came into power, it should be a smart decision to make, to go and please them, to buy them over, to vote me in the next election. But when you, all right, that
reformation. So the process of reformation, where people will be free. Well, that is what.
And naturally, by order of government and the right thing, legal thing to do, no money will be spent by government until the budget is properly passed. Nobody, no salary will be paid to Mr. Something. Nobody will do anything.
Assembly is considerate, they understand the implication, and to present the budget, and regardless of what the political issues were.
555-977. I'm also looking at, I don't know if it's still raining out there. The calls are just coming in and dropping. Quick one, before we leave the studio. We have less than 5 minutes. Something is happening in River State, and I feel that it's something that every Dick, Tom and Harry should be talking about. His Facebook post about the governor going back to body
is a conglomeration of several political parties who believe in the ideology of the president, Mr. President.
Okay.
So their belief in his ideology goes beyond partisan inclination. So if the governor now says he's a member of the All Progressives Congress,